Core values of Helen Keller. I want you to pause for a moment and really feel the weight of this chart before reading further. Because when you place these Natal Navamsha core values over Helen Keller's lived reality, something extraordinary becomes visible. This is not just a story of disability overcome. This is a psychological architecture of survival, meaning, and moral resilience. I'm going to retain every core value you've already seen, but now I'll show you how they psychologically unfolded in her personality, coping mechanisms, motivations, and life direction. The core psychological paradox. Externally, life demanded intensity, struggle, crisis management, and belief-driven action. Internally, the psyche craved stability, refinement, emotional security, and moral coherence. Helen Keller lived inside this tension every single day. That tension didn't break her, it formed her. External core values in action, natal chart psychology. External status. Sun in Gemini, 8th house psychologically, this placement creates a person whose sense of worth is forged through crisis, invisibility, and transformation. Helen Keller did not receive status through visibility, beauty, speech, or conventional competence. Her sun could never function in the obvious. Instead, her identity emerged through intellectual depth, navigating darkness, literally and metaphorically, and mastering what others feared or ignored. Her blindness and deafness placed her permanently in the 8th house zone of existence. Isolation, dependency, vulnerability, and rebirth. Her psyche adapted by turning inward, making language, thought, and abstraction her source of identity. Did you notice something crucial here? Her ego did not grow from being seen. It grew from understanding. That is a textbook expression of this sun. External responsibility. Saturn in Aries, 6th house. This Saturn explains why Helen Keller's life never allowed psychological passivity. From early childhood, responsibility came through struggle and confrontation with limitation. Saturn in the 6th house psychologically conditions a person to survive through discipline, endure relentless effort, and develop resilience under physical and systemic hardship. Aries adds pressure. There is no rest, no soft delegation. Her psyche learned early that existence itself was work. This placement produces a personality that doesn't ask, why me? It asks, what must I do next? That mindset is not inspirational fluff. It is psychological survival conditioning. External action. Mars in Cancer, 9th house. This is one of the most emotionally revealing placements in her chart. Mars here means action is never neutral. It is driven by emotional pain, moral outrage, and belief-based conviction. Helen Keller did not become an activist by choice. She became one because emotion demanded meaning. Her advocacy for disability rights, women's suffrage, labor reform, and socialism was not ideological performance. It was emotional truth converted into belief. Psychologically, this Mars does not fight for victory. It fights to protect meaning. That's why her activism had depth, not aggression. External cause. Rahu in Sagittarius, 2nd house. Rahu here explains her obsession with voice, and I don't mean speech. Psychologically, this Rahu creates a hunger to establish values, articulate truth, and be recognized for one's worldview. For someone who could neither hear nor speak conventionally, this became a lifelong compensatory drive. Language, writing, philosophy, and ideas became her second body. She wasn't driven by fame. She was driven by the terror of being voiceless. This Rahu made sure that never happened. External creation. Venus in Gemini, 8th house. Venus here creates through intellectual intimacy and depth, not comfort. Helen Keller's writings were not decorative. They were transformative. She created value by translating sensory absence into conceptual richness, turning isolation into connection, and transforming private suffering into collective insight. Psychologically, this Venus doesn't soothe, it awakens. Internal core values at work, Navamsha psychology. Now we move inward, where the real psychological miracle lies. Internal status. Moon in Taurus, 11th house inside. Helen Keller needed stability more than triumph. Emotionally, she sought consistency, dependable human bonds, and a sense of belonging. This moon explains her deep attachment to trusted relationships, especially Anne Sullivan. Her psyche could not tolerate emotional chaos. Stability was not luxury, it was emotional oxygen. Without this moon being supported, the entire personality would have collapsed. Internal responsibility. Jupiter in Aquarius, 8th house. Internally, she felt morally responsible for challenging systems, not comforting them. This Jupiter does not accept inherited belief. It demands reform, truth-testing, and ethical reconstruction. Psychologically, this is why she was drawn to controversial causes and radical ideas. She wasn't rebelling, she was aligning conscience with reality. Her inner guru did not preach hope. It demanded truth, even when unpopular. Internal action. Mercury in Virgo, 3rd house. This is one of the most psychologically important placements in her chart. Her inner action came from precision, repetition, skill refinement, and disciplined cognition. Learning language through touch, pattern, and repetition is a pure Mercury Virgo expression. Her mind did not wander, it trained itself. Psychologically, she survived by becoming exceptionally mentally organized. This is not inspiration. This is neurological discipline as destiny. Internal cause, Ketu in Aquarius, 8th house. Ketu here creates detachment from ego, identity labels, and personal exceptionalism. Helen Keller did not see herself as a hero. She saw herself as a participant in human suffering, not above it. This detachment protected her psyche from narcissistic compensation, a common trap in adversity. She did not cling to specialness, she transcended it. Internal creation, Venus in Sagittarius, 6th house. Internally, value was created through duty, service, moral alignment, and effort. Love was not fantasy. It was responsibility expressed consistently. This explains her tireless work ethic and devotion to causes larger than herself. Psychologically, meaning was something you served, not something you felt. Integrated psychological truth. Externally, Helen Keller's life demanded crisis navigation, belief-driven action, and intellectual transformation. Internally, her psyche required emotional stability, cognitive precision, ethical coherence, and service-based meaning. Here's the sentence that matters most. Open quote, Helen Keller survived not because she was extraordinary, but because her core values were aligned with reality, not comfort. Close quote. She did not deny suffering. She organized it. She did not escape limitation. She refined herself within it. And that, psychologically, is the highest form of resilience a human mind can achieve. Now tell me, do you see how core values are not abstract ideals, but survival strategies written into the psyche? I shall see you in the next core value analysis of another remarkable life. Meanwhile, take care and be safe.